everybody, John12 back here again with another video. I'm here to give you my personal thoughts on Captain Marvel. Yes, starting in 2017, we will finally be getting female-led superhero comic book movies. It's just a perfect day to be a geek in the golden age of comic book movies, the comic book movie renaissance, if you will, and the MCU and DC Extended Universe will be giving us standalone, female-led superhero movies with Wonder Woman and Captain Marvel, and I'm here to give you my personal thoughts on Captain Marvel as it is right now. Now, first off, the main topic is obviously Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey wants to be Captain Marvel. She kind of was asked about it, and she gave her personal thoughts that, you know, hell, majority of characters are taken, you know, because obviously comic book movies are the big thing now, and she thought, well, it would be cool if I just played Miss Marvel, which obviously means that she wanted to be Cara Danvers' Captain Marvel, which is a character that in a movie that the MCU is working currently and will more than likely be released, slated for, if I'm not mistaken, obviously 2018, and I'm just here to give you my personal thoughts on it overall. As you will know, if you've watched any of my videos, or specifically any of my UFC videos, you know I'm a hardcore Ronda Rousey fan. I'm a huge fan of hers. I love her to death. She's like a queen. She fucking kills everything. She's fucking awesome. And the great thing about her, other than just being an amazing athlete and being a UFC champion and being just an awesome all-around badass human being, she's also very nerdy, geeky, tomboyish kind of chick, and she has a lot of geek cred to go along with the awesomeness of her persona. And as you all know, I'm a huge fan of that, and she said that she would like to be Miss Marvel in the Marvel movies, the Marvel comic book character Miss Marvel. I personally I originally wasn't going to talk about this because the idea of her wanting to do the character is awesome, and I like that idea, but at the same time, when you sit down and think about it, would it be a perfect fit? I really don't know, because without, you know, even though I've just admitted that I'm a huge, you know, fanboy of hers, and I'm a huge fan overall, I mean, like, I'm just saying, if our reality just warped out of nowhere and just became something out of Game of Thrones, and she was like, she put on some armor, grabbed a sword, and was like going into battle, I'd fucking follow her to death. I'd fucking do it. I'm just saying, she's beautiful, she's amazing, she kicks ass, and she likes Dragon Ball Z. That's a win-win scenario in and of itself. But that being said, when you look at it realistically, would she be a perfect choice? And if not, who actually would be the perfect choice for Captain Marvel within the MCU? First off, you have to point out the obvious that pro athletes that turn actors aren't specifically good right out of the gate performing as actors. I mean, like, realistically, Ronda Rousey, she's blown up, you know, over the course of the last couple years. Specifically, as of now, you know, she's starring in movies and all that awesomeness, and that's great for her in her career and her fan bases, you know, which I'm included. It's awesome. But at the same time, she's still in that sweet spot of still being a professional athlete and doing acting on the side. She hasn't really transitioned all the way, so she hasn't given the, I guess, the overall job, you know, she hasn't put in the training to the job as much as she should. That day will happen. It will inevitably happen where she will more than likely transition full into acting, which would be pretty cool to see, and I'd love to see, obviously. But as of right now, she hasn't really perfected her craft as an actress, or as a leading actress, if you will. And that's nothing to be ashamed of. You know, tons of actors who started off as, you know, professional athletes that transitioned to acting aren't really great right out of the gate. I mean, look at, like, the two best examples I can think of now is, like, Dwayne Johnson and Dave Bautista. I mean, like, they're obviously amazing actors right now. I mean, like, Dave Bautista was in Guardians of the Galaxy, which was one of the best comic movies of last year, and Dwayne Johnson, he's a freaking franchise in and of itself. I mean, the guy's awesome. I'd follow him to the grave. You know, I've said that already previously in the last video I've done about him, and, you know, they didn't start it off that way. I mean, like, they, you know, had a rough start, and it took a lot of time, a lot of training, a lot of, you know, dedication to perfect their craft. And even to this day, they may not be perfect actors, but they've really done the work, they've done the job, and they freaking are awesome in what they do now. So I don't think it's impossible for her to do the same. I just think, like if she, whenever the day comes, which, you know, will happen inevitably, when she transitions to acting or whatever she does after, she's done, being an MMA, star. I don't know when that happens, but let's say like 7 years down the line when she, transitions, I think she would be an awesome actress to look forward to watch in the big screens. I can't wait for that. And when she fucking kills it as, whatever character she's doing or whatever franchise she's a part of or what have you, I can't wait for that. But at the same time, as of right now, I don't know if she's the right fit, and that's just my personal subjective opinion. Now, that being said, there are actresses that do come to mind as to who I really think could pull off a Captain Marvel right now. At the end of the day, this is where we're entering my personal opinion, so you don't have to agree with it. Comment below your personal opinion. In the advent of, all this being done, I'm pretty sure by now Marvel already has their actress lined up to who they want to be playing Captain Marvel, so I guess everything we have to say is completely irrelevant, but I'm going to do it anyways. My number one fan casting for this role, which a lot of people agree with, has to be Emily Blunt. I mean, let's just put it out there. After seeing Edge of Tomorrow, she needs to be a freaking superhero. She kicks ass. She's fucking awesome. I mean, like, hell, she was the hero of that movie, not Tom Cruise, and she freaking put in the work to really physically get into shape of being a badass leading female role, and I think that's what Captain Marvel needs. And on top of that, she can fucking handle herself in a big movie, realm. She freaking has the acting chops. She has a lot that's going for her. Now, will that happen? I really don't know, because studios have been trying to get her like crazy as of late. Not to mention, she's been talked around, being combo characters for a long time now. I mean, she was supposed to be Catwoman for Chris Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy. She was supposed to be Black Widow for the MCU. None of that ever happened. And, she's had comic book superhero character roles at the cusp for her to grab. That never really happened. So I don't know if it could happen. I don't know if she's like gonna just straight up do it already, but I love to see it. Moving off of that, there is another actress that stands upon all actresses as like a badass leading role chick. Has to be Charlize Theron. Charlize Theron, when I look at her, I just see freaking Captain Marvel. She's freaking awesome. She's badass. She's an award-winning actress. She will just be dominating this role, and I would love to see that happen if she was picked by the MCU to be that specific character. With that being said, that's just my personal speculation on, my personal thoughts on Ronda Rousey possibly being, talking about, being Captain Marvel, my personal thoughts on that, and of course, my 2 cents on fan casting of who I'd like to see. Once again, it may or less be, completely irrelevant, because Marvel more than likely might have their Captain Marvel already, done, and it's probably a done deal. They probably have an actress like lined up, or probably like a short list of actresses they freaking have ready at the wings to be this character. But at the end of the day, I just wanted to give my 2 cents on the whole thing. Ronda Rousey, I love her. She's awesome. She's badass. She kills it and everything. But could she be the perfect Captain Marvel? I don't know. And if she doesn't get picked, these are other actresses I'd like to see happen. But at the end of the day, if any of them were picked, I'd be happy inside. But overall, in the comment section below, let me know what you personally think. Who do you think is the perfect Captain Marvel? Is it Ronda Rousey? Is it Charlize Theron? Is it Emily Blunt? You know what? Let's just see Ronda Rousey kick all their asses and let her, win the freaking title. I don't know. That's just completely bananas. But let me know what you personally think in the comments section below about all the things I had to say today. And of course, follow me on Twitter and Instagram at John12. Subscribe to my channel if you've not done so already. Hope you guys enjoyed. And this has been John12.